An honor to be here, especially with someone as storied as you are, but with all the people that are in the backstage. Actually, there's quite a few players. They're divided into many groups, all the way from A to H, 8 in total with 4 players each, and then you get to trim them down by half to get to the other side of the tournament in phase 2 and 3.
In phase 2 and 3, and this is going to be an unfamiliar format, not really done that much in the FGC, so this is going to be very new for a lot of the players here. The GSL format, it does mean that once it gets to that GSL phase 2, we then cut the brackets in half, and then after that it goes to that single elimination best of 9, first to 5 knockout stage.
There's a lot to cover. There's going to be a boatload of games, but that's exactly why you're here. It is all about FGC action.
It is indeed. There's 32 of these bad boys here to do duel to the absolute finale. And you ask yourself, who are these players, I wonder? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to get these guys out on stage momentarily.
Before we actually get to it, I want to show you, because they're going to walk in. Each one of them is going to have like their own triangle that at the end will fit into our trophy. We'll talk about that trophy in a sec, but Ryan, you're a wonderful kind of guy, and I got to pull some strings.
You got a present for me?
Yeah, I got a present for you. Look, it's a bit heavy.
This is it's got some quite weighty. I feel that this is important. This feels like something very, very special. I've never seen a trophy quite as elaborate and beautiful as this one. And man, what I'm holding in my hand here, the nucleus, the heart and soul, the catalyst for all activity that's going to go down in the tournament today. But what happens if you don't win?
Well, if you don't win and you get eliminated, it will look something like this.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely smushed and mushed to bits, and that is the best part of it. Look, at the end of the day, with so many incredible players that are here, somebody has to go home for one to be winner at the end. So we're gonna crush most of the keys until one is left to sit deep into our trophy. What does it say? Nothing is granted, everything is earned, and only one can earn this wonderful trophy and also have 3 other keys that are smashed forever be part of it. The first ever EWC Tekken 8 champion.
Absolutely incredible. We've got returning champions from Saudi Arabia last year that were here, and they're in the tournament as well in full force. So many stellar performers, having gone through grueling tournaments all over the year to be here, to be in a part of this. And again, we need to see who these people are. Who are these superstars, I hear you ask? Well, it's time to have them out on stage for introductions, starting with Group H. First up, it's going to be Farzeen, all the way from Pakistan here to do battle. There he comes on stage. And then following him, it is Kanan Trench, the sole representative of the United Kingdom. Closely behind him, it's Manja. And behind him from the LCQ qualifying it's Sajawar.
Next up is Group G. Joining us from Germany, it's Safi Black. From Saudi Arabia, it's Riyadh. From South Korea, it's Chanel. And finally from Japan, it's Double.
Insane level of competition here from South Korea. It's Cherry, Berry, Mango. And then behind him, the sole representative from France, it's George. And then after him, it's the former Evolution champion, Lohai. And after him, yes, it's Bilal.
On to our next Group E, AK from the Philippines. Keisuke from Japan. Shikurin from Japan also. And finally from Pakistan and the last chance qualifiers, Hafiz Tanveer.
Keisuke, man after my own heart with that amazing Kazuya. But now it's time for Group D. And first out is Mulgold, fresh off his hot win at Virtus Fighting. And after him, it's the absolute Tekken legend, Nee. And all the way from Australia, it's Yagami. And Usama Abbasi, the young man, 21 years of age, qualifying through that LCQ as champion.
Next up to Group C. Hard hitters in here. First up from Pakistan is the one and only Arslan Ash. Edge from South Korea. Also from South Korea, Aslan. And finally, John Ding, also from South Korea.
What a stacked group that is. Absolutely insane talent. Group B, Rangchu, the former Tekken World Tour champion. And following him, it's Team Navi's Kokoma. And TWT champ as well, Atif. And following him, last but not least, it's the John.
Oh, we still have one more group left. That is Group A. First up, it's Ao. It's Mio from South Korea and Ao from Japan. qualifying through the last chance qualifiers at the Esports World Cup. We're still left with 2 players, our last 2, and they'll kick off our matches here on the main stage at the Esports World Cup. It's Dujin from the Philippines and Nobi from Japan.
These 2 stellar performers have also been all over the world as they place their keys, the catalyst for all action here, down on the tables with moments impending history. And man, these 2 know what's good. They've played before, they've got experience. Japan versus the Philippines. These guys, no stranger to the center stage.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a lot of stress, of course, to be the first game to kick off the Esports World Cup here at Tekken 8. But it seems like, listening to the analysts, there's a bit of a divide in how things will go in the game itself. You got an aggressive player in one side and Japan on the other side. You have a roster of characters that seemingly is unlimited, Ryan.
Exactly. Yeah, no, totally. The glitz and glam of this Grand Slam event and all the spoils here to win with that 1 million prize pool hanging in the balance here. Who's going to take it? I don't know. But these 2, these stellar performers have a tough act to create that everyone's going to have to follow as they open as the debut act here at the Esports World Cup for Tekken 8.
I think there's no two ways around it, Ryan. We have to get our day started. I mean, this is a hell of a high note to get it on, so shall we?
Let's do it, guys. I know that we're ready. The players look ready. We know that you're ready. So let's kick it over to the casters so they can bring all of this amazing action to life.
Here we go. First match of the... Here we go. First match of the Esports World Cup for Tekken 8. Philippines versus Japan. Dojin versus Nobi.
A classic, Rip, and we're going to get it started off again. Violence is the key word here, but we got to start things off with some questions. First question for me, look at Nobi right now. Just look at him. Look at that man right there. Look at his hair. Look at his shoes. Look at everything about him. He's sitting down. He's in his element, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is when he can play his best. But the question is always, what Nobi are you going to get every event? Is this going to be the Nobi that we saw at DreamHack Dallas, shows up, rocks the world? Or is this one going to be a dud? You never know.
I don't know, man.
You never know until he starts.
I feel like he has been on fire lately. You know, even at EVO there, getting a top 3 finish, that's a pretty solid finish.
You know, it's going to get, the conversation is naturally going to shift to what happened with Atif matches,
Sure.
right? But he made a hell of a run to get up to that point and ran through a hell of a lot of people.
And that first set with Atif he had on the winner side of the bracket was also extremely close. This man, though, Dojin,
The second question.
the second question. Exactly. What character is this guy going to bring to the table?
I know we talk about it every tournament we see this guy. Look at his arm. He's got the Mokujin tattoo. Mokujin's not in the game. I'm expecting him to just go to the question mark and just select it. Raw Dog, look on the other side of the setup.
That would be
yeah, no,
wild.
yeah, I see you.
Esports World Cup first match, he goes to random select?
Yeah.
Bring it. I know you got that best character in the game, Dragunov.
I would not put it past him. We've seen this dude doing damage in, you know, if you've been watching international Tekken for a long time, especially the event side, shout outs to the Philippines, everybody out there, whether you want Converge, Globe, PLDT, we love you, baby. We know you guys see what's about to go down here.
He's
Dojin-
going to Shaheen, perhaps.
Okay, this is another character that has, man, let's talk about the character matchup first of all. Dragunov made, I mean, one reason why Nobi I think has had the success that he's had so far is just Dragunov and his style of Dragunov in particular has made such a smooth transition in this game. Not only smooth transition, but he's playing with power. And it starts off with these jab strings, of course, with heat engagements behind him, but it's all just getting to this zone. This core Tekken from this character, running the back 4 mix-up, the full crouch mix.
And Dojin, smart rage charger, had to do something. That was just within 10 seconds, knockdown within rage mode already. Finds it though, so now he can get some start, still has heat mode and make a comeback, but not a lot of gray health behind that.
And these two are no strangers to each other either. They've clashed a number of times, especially over the course of Tekken 7. Dodge dab the offset, Nobi start for offense now.
And the down one to close it out. Nobi gets the first round of the tournament. And that's exactly what we expected out of Nobi too, right? Extremely fast gameplay, trying to run his offense, and finds the one-to-one again.
Shinsoku no assault. They call him the speed assault. Always coming in with that rushing, that running too, right?
Man, and again, just jabbing at it. Anytime, that's Dragon's main get-off tool. And right now, Dojin finding a hop kick done, getting his first combo.
Yeah, good reaction. Looked like he reacted to the low. And his reward here is going to be a heat activation. Going to put Nobi on the wall, and here's where this character can really cook. Especially from crouch when he has the threat of that all ghoul.
Oh my gosh, he went for a spring kick. Nobi had the sidestep into the heat smash. And that was a costly mistake, kind of risky option there from Dojin to get up off the ground that way.
Looked like he was already trying to force a layer 2 option there, but Nobi was just like, no, I'm just gonna walk it.
Yeah, fair point. Fine running full cross, low mix-up right now, still not finding it, and then finds the down forward too, though.
And again, another character, cheap uppercuts.
And missed the end of it, but the huge lead this round, the running 2 is gonna do it. Dojin on the board.
This is what he has to do. Slow the match down just a little bit, then be able to try to force offense on his terms. He's got to be able to put these stop signs out there for Nobi, be able to make plays on these back 4 series, make some good steps and create some whip opportunities for himself. But it's easier said than done in the close range that Nobi likes to play at.
Man, he almost had the sidestep on the heat burst that time. Slides good. Another one. Gotta watch out for Nobi's heat smash here. Yikes.
Counter hit down 2. In the plus frames.
And there goes the heat smash. Lifebar's about to even get the tackle. That's going to be a huge extension.
Now Stoki goes with CD4, block on the smash.
Wow! Ground dash into the mid mix-up with the hop kick. And Dojin going to tie it up 2 rounds each here for game number 1.
On the break of the feet too, you saw him. Nobi was ready with that clean walk around to the left side. Still, I mean, Dojin just able to dash up and use forward momentum realignment to just let the hop kick rip, and then that does the rest of the work for him.
And I wouldn't be surprised, too, if Dojin recognized the direction of his sidestep. All right, this is my option back that way. But here we go, final round, game 1. Good blocking punch. He's blocked that full crouch low twice in the set already.
Yeah, you see him also relying a lot on crouch jab to try to interrupt Nobi's offense, too.
Yeah, this is really close, actually. Both players still have heat available to down for 2, catch them incoming.
And Dojin in good position now.
Yeah, Nobi's got rage and heat. Uh-oh, up 4-4 off the side, doesn't get it. Heat burst activation. Nobi's back in it. The throw is gonna do it, and Nobi steals game 1. Wow, that final round was so close, and Dojin had such a big lead at the beginning of it.
I mean, the last 2 rounds were close. Kind of just, pendulum swinging, right? But that's another question mark is Dojin gonna sit on Shaheen, seeing how that set went? I felt like it looked good.
It was great.
But he's like a wild, he's going to go wherever the wind takes him, whatever he feels like doing. But the other thing, too, was you saw the micro game develop around the slide, especially in rounds 3 and 4. That's a Nobi thing, too. Nobi is somebody, and you see this a lot, especially against in the older sets with AK. He's willing to sit against some of these players and be like, yo, I'll let the slide rock the whole time, but you're not going to get me with the fake outs. That's the big thing. You saw him see like 2 or 3 in a row, especially close out that 1 round.
Yeah, and in the first rounds of that game, Nobi had a lot of counter 1-to-1s, and that kind of went away as the set progressed. I think Dojin really figured out Nobi's timing and tried not to get counter it. And he got a good chance to run his full crouch mix-up game. But overall, I think just at the end there, his combo choice, he had that early wall combo in the final round, went for the tornado, and he went for like a spike situation where he had a miss input. I'm not really sure which one it was. But either way, that was costly because it allowed Nobi to get back up, right? So looking at an Azu center pick, perhaps?
On Nobi's side, too, another big button that had a pretty decent impact in that set. Down 2. Obviously, it's one of the classics, but he landed a lot of counter hit down 2s in particular.
It was.
And it, of course, gave him more opportunity to be able to just establish more pressure, kind of smother Dojin with even more offense. Even if it was just blocked, just the chip damage alone does so much.
Yeah, and this is a 1-to-2 situation here. So Dojin character selection is going to be a big factor in this matchup.
Because he's locked in.
Yeah, he's locked in. This is not a round-robin format, right? So it is a bracket. This is your first opponent. If you lose, you are in the loser bracket already for this group. And you still can make it out of winners for the next day. But, it's not the way you want to start off, of course.
And you know what else is fun about this set? So you were here as well last year.
Whether it's for a day, month, or longer, we've got you covered. Deluxe Holiday Homes.
Remember, the losers round 1 of the top 8 of the Gamers 8 competition. It came down to Philippines and Japan. Japan was able to overcome Philippines that time. It came down, I think, Chickerman versus AK. These two, I think, did not face off last year.
Wow.
But this is, again, we're going to start off and just bring it back to last year, I guess.
It could be, man. Here we go. And he's going to stick it out with the Shaheen here.
I like that decision, though. I like it.
Oh, I like it as well,
He was right there.
Yeah, the whole way through.
Sidestep lows, and now he's down for one float combo here.
And not going to be a ton of damage here. Going to leave a lot of gray on the table as well.
It's about the momentum, and then just, again, pressing offense on your terms. That's what's going to be important here.
Ducks the high. Yes, sir. You can't be testing him like that.
I was wondering when we were going to see it. We didn't see it so much in the first game, the back four series at all. Finally, Nobi enters the fray with that back four and then the high extension, right? And Dojin was ready immediately.
Oh, yeah, completely. Breaking his legs. He's trying to at least switch sides off the throw break. Yo, with Dojin with a fantastic start right now.
Just frame Hornet.
Yeah, and that keep out down for 2. I mean, he had a lot of success with it in game number 1. Trying to fight it, but there's Nobi landing that 1-2-1. He'd engage, and the throw beats the armor. That makes it unbreakable.
Down 2.
Yeah, you called it. He's getting with a lot of down 2s. Trying to side for the wall 74. Follow-up that time, didn't get it.
And what you said about the uppercut too, Nobi I think is conscious of that as well. You see him try to lead it a little bit more with lead jab or lead down 2 to try to get around it, and then be able to try to, again, keep that pinpoint offense.
Yeah, Dojin's defense against the full crouch low has been fantastic, actually. Looks like he was fishing for a low pair, and just another good block.
Comes up with the double scorpion. Jab touch and down 2 is just core drag gameplay right now.
Nice block on the slide. Dojin trying to predict Nobi's offense. That time didn't find his part. Nobi with the heat dash extension. Good duck in the back 4-3 though. Not easy, but he dropped the combo. Nobi chipping him down. Nice keep out.
Now expired.
It's gonna work out. Doesn't kill any more than the down forward 1 does it. Dojin looking good. 2 rounds to 1.
Like full crouch mix early on here. Fishing with the just frame Hornet in neutral like that. What is Dojin doing?
You gotta do it, bro. I mean, he's pretty wild. Uh-oh, Nobi in full control here, round 4, game 2. That looked like a messed up slide input, and just like that, it is set point for Nobi right now.
Back to intercept him. You called it the other rounds, right? You haven't really seen so much of the full crouch mix up paying dividends for Nobi in this set so far. That round, huge dividends. Pretty much a whole health bar off of it.
Yeah, but again, Dojin with the lead in the final. That is wild. That's twice he's done it.
Anti-air to put that.
How? What kind of reactions does this kid have? Uh-oh, there he was. Counter it down 2s again. Uh-oh. We're all caught up.
All it took was a back 4 series and a full crouch mix. Counter hit down 2 once again.
He's got heat smash. They can kill 2. Blocks it. Dojin gets the tackle. Oh, he got the leg, and that'll be the set. Nobi gonna take it over Dojin. 2-0.
And if you're a Nobi fan, I think that's what you like to see. Him feeling loose, him feeling okay with just kind of getting in and playing how he wants to play, and then seeing how his opponent reacts, taking proper steps to kind of mitigate the damage that can come from that, and then just going back to his established game plan, forcing the Yomi layers off of the strings that Dragunov has with the engagers in mind as well. You gotta feel good about seeing what you just saw.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. If you're a Nobi fan, if you're a person who believes in Nobi to take the entire set, he's looking fantastic. He's on point right now. And, you know, this first game, it started off so strong with Nobi, with all his offense, but Dojin really forced Nobi to slow it down as the set progressed.
There was definitely like it felt like 2 sways during the set. There was definitely a hard adjustment on Dojin's side at one point, and then you saw the counter adaptation, I think, on Nobi's side as well. And a lot of it came from, again, timing. Nobi opened up the move list just a little bit, right? We saw him using a little bit more back 2 options with passive tracking towards his right side, stuff like that. And then it really just came down to him just leaning on the going back to the 1-2-1 series, going back to the back 4 Tundra series, and mixing off of that with back 4-3, back 4-2, you know, those extend the high mid-high extensions as well. And it just worked out. Dojin was right for the most part early on, but then when you go to the casino so many times, you know, you're not going to leave positive every time. The house always wins.
That is the power of Dragunov. Dragunov is the house to beat right now in Tekken 8. And honestly, Dojin, his defense against Dragunov was looking pretty sharp. You know, like ducking that back 4-3 string is not something we see a lot of players do. But he was the first try he had. He's like, there it is. Boom, I got it. Duck and launch.
I mean, like, Dojin, first of all, eyes wide open, right? That's a matchup that I know he plays a lot, too, especially Southeast Asian net play. I can tell you there are a lot of dragons. I know for sure he is he definitely, of course, knew who his opponent was going into this too. You know he planned for them.
Oh man, the players that are coming to lock in their key right there.
That's your soul. You got to put your soul on the line, man.
Wow. Moving right along to match number 2, it looks like. Ow, making his way to the stage right now.
So look, God bless all the analysts too, right? They were talking about, they gave us a lot to think about, I guess, going into that first set. But what's so cool about this is, like you were saying, Al came up big at the LCQ, probably, like you were saying, we were talking about it before we cut to us, probably some of the best Tekken 8 he's played since the release.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. And, you know, his Elisa was looking on point, which is something I haven't seen a lot of in Tekken 8 from him, as he was primarily starting off with that Victor. But the Elisa looks on point, the Victor looks great. This is the best Ao I've ever seen. So we'll see what he brings to the table here. But I think his opponent, Moyle here, is a wild card because we haven't seen a lot of him in Tekken 8, actually, right? And he's kind of bounced between the Jack and the Victor.
I'd say we haven't seen so much of him on international stages.
Right.
Right. So aside from like EVO Japan, he's only been traveled to like 3 or 4 events outside of Korea. But he is pretty active in the ATL events, as you know. And then also he qualified for this event through DreamHack Summer in Sweden, right? And do you remember how he qualified? With that heartbreaker gatekeep to the USA, went over Joey Fury, over Ty, and somehow, you know, here he is.
He's our NA representative.
It's only fair. It's only fair, right? Man, that'd be a hell of a system. You just, like, you take your opponent's passports when you beat them or something like that. Collecting social security cards, but anyway. The cool thing about
giving them out, bro.
Yeah, by now, right? But the cool thing about this group too is, and we kind of alluded to it earlier, you were here last year as well. There are 14 players out of the 32 collected players that we have here in this event, in this singles competition this year. Last year, of course, Gamers 8 was a team event.
Yes.
3-man teams, right? The top 3 teams, of course, were Pakistan, Korea, and Japan. Right. Out of the 9 players there, 8 of those players are in this event.
Very cool stat.
Right? And what's also funny is you have 2 of the JP team representatives in this group. You also have Dojin, who was one of the Philippine representatives. The only one who is not a returnee here is Maoil.
Wow, so his first time out here in Saudi Arabia on this stage. And he's got a big task in front of him in Ao.
A hot Ao coming off of last week.
Yeah. And he's got to keep that momentum running because obviously, you know, I always think back to that Tekken World Tour finals when he was in the group with Nee and Ars and beat them both on day 1. We're like, Ao's going to make it out of this group, no problem.
And then drama, some weird French math, card shuffling happened. I don't know what happened, but it's cool. Good times. Yo, did you see his stick? Did he have Homelander? Was that Homelander?
I got to take a look at that again. Ao with Homelander?
I don't know whose stick that was. I think it was Maoil's.
That would make more sense, actually.
But yeah, this is the question mark for this set to me is characters, man. Especially for Maoil, if he's going to lock in on Victor.
Which he looks like he's doing.
Yeah. Ao is very familiar with this matchup too, so it's going to come down to a lot of Yomi layers, especially developing around sword stance pressure on the side of Victor. And how Ao can use Elisa's mobility and also play the kind of 2-game playstyle that she can play in this game. She can play Tekken 7.
Oh, yeah.
And she can play lane. And Ao is very good at that. But she can also go to the casino and get in there and play some Tekken 8, which Ao was also very good at.
Let's find out what happens. Game 1, Moyle versus Ao here. And it's going to be the Victor Moyle and the Elisa.
Immediate sidestep right launch. And his back's going to be on the wall.
It's something you really have to watch out for against Ao, right? That lateral movement he's got, and he finds the counter low there as well.
Yeah, when you have characters with above average sidestep ability like that, especially if they have quick, easy access launchers like that, painful whenever you get stepped and they just make you pay for it in the worst way, especially if it's a character who can run away and has good mobility the way she does.
Yeah, you talk about Ao knowing this match. As soon as he saw the stance transition, he immediately pulled out the E smash. I was like, yeah, he's ready. Engage, find the mid immediately. Moyle though, swinging back finally.
Good mix into a float sequence here.
And the wall.
And the wall, yeah, excellent.
Yeah, activate heat before the wall comes just so you can have yourself in the heat state for the heat pressure afterwards.
Great backdash too, and then the classic. Runs the heat smash at the wall. That mix, his mids are so threatening. He does have some like fast, quick, strong lows, but when you have the threat of a low-hitting heat smash like that, it just complements your offense so much, especially at the wall.
Yeah, that was crazy. The running two that was not a counter. He tried to get the lowest follow-up, and the first hit whipped, and Ao had the reaction to block and launch the second hit. And we're going right back at it.
Yeah, sword stance pressure, he goes low. Big backdash into a whip punish launch.
That was wild. That back forward went over the down back forward. Looked like a sideways.
Yeah, this is the new version, new era. Sidestep on the burst. Jab pressure at the wall.
And he baited that heat smash out that time. Gets caught for running chainsaws though. Could have been more. Armors through. All right, ow. Up 2 rounds to 1.
Right away, heat engager.
Gotta do it. Run the mid again. No mix-up.
Simple jab pressure with chainsaws. That is block punishment for that low extension.
And the running 2. Kept the chainsaws out.
But look at the chip damage rip, the chip rip.
Yikes. I mean, I was feeling happy about it though. He'll take that game 1.
Man, that's the thing, bro. When she pulls those chainsaws out, we go from it's Friday the 13th. Because the thing is, even when you're right, even when you're blocking or you're eating so much.
Is blocking right? Are you right when you're blocking?
No comment. No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
You're trying to block
the
big
defense
mistake.
is not active enough. I guess that's the problem.
There you go. Yeah, use some armor against him, bro.
But I mean, you say that, but that's also a big theme with this game is leveraging HP leads. Health leads are so important in this game because they offer you just leverage of being able to just say, hey, I'm gonna just use some of my health armor. This game has turned into a very, very heavy armor RPS kind of game.
And I don't think that the meta is like, I don't think the players fully understand that armor meta and how it's been fleshed out so far. Like, we're still getting there at that point in this game. I completely agree. I think you're completely right about it.
HP is cash, you know what I mean? It really is.
Sure. Yeah, now I can risk more armor usage to stop them. Like, that's a way of thinking about the game we haven't seen fleshed out for all the players.
Especially when you think about like high, fast power crushes or power crushes that are engagers.
Yeah.
Or ones that function as excellent stop signs or ones that just hit so far. Like, I mean, like Kazuryu, Yoshimitsu's 4-1+2, the Jack 1+2.
Yeah. They're all good. And again, Al with the side step, getting launched off axis, doesn't get the full combo.
Now just playing compact. No chainsaws necessary right now, just jab, strings, and loads.
Counter hits the running 2 this time, though. Look at this wall carry, too. It easily gets there.
Malio's combo recipe has been very good for finding the wall in awkward hits.
Gets one, doesn't get the last hit, but doesn't matter. Down forward 1 to close out, safe mid. And you can see he's a little bit frustrated with himself right now. That should have been an easy closeout.
Yeah, but I mean, he had to have known when he knew this matchup was coming, he knew the kind of fight this was going to be.
Oh, yeah, I think he's just not happy with his own performance so far in the match, even though he understands it, right? Like, all these guys had plenty of days to prepare, and again, Al with the side step right, finds the uppercut, the down forward 2. Hard wall break here. Didn't get a break yet on it. It's only 2.
Yeah, but now Al's in trouble, too, with this back to the wall like that. Because you know any wall break is likely going to lead to a balcony break scenario as well.
Oh, boy. Huge forward 2.
Shine!
Get me it.
Awkward break there, but still going to be able to get the balcony break as well.
Yes, sir. Downstairs we go. Wow, down 1 out of range. Dash for the mixed sidestep. Hop kicks from Al.
Story of the set so far, sidestep right, hop kick.
And Spencer Rage are still way behind here, though, right? So this is going to even things out. I think Al will have a small life lead after this. But neither player has heat available here. We're playing like Classic Tekken 7 at this point.
I thought you were going to say Classic Tekken. I was like, Classic Tekken 7, right?
Yeah, Classic Tekken 7.
Now with Rage. Eats the big low.
Oh, boy. The hop kick just do it. Oh, my goodness. What a call out.
When he ate the down back 4, I was like, is he going to bet on another low coming after?
I mean,
hop kick right away.
It was clutch for Al not to have hit a butt right there, right?
Yeah. Okay, counter hit the sweep.
Set point right now. Here we go. The Moyle got the back, gets the launch. Face forward to wall spec, doesn't matter. Give him his boom anyway.
And there it is. This is the face of Victor now. That running 2 into sword stance pressure like that. Mal hasn't been the greatest at being able to get high return off it just because Al's navigated it defensively so well.
Yeah, both players
Break.
still have heat available. A little bit of great again. This time side step left finds the down forward 2. Combo to the walls right here. Small stays downstairs after his balcony break. And Al, heat timer. What the jumping what? Oh my gosh, airborne thing into Rage Art. It should kill?
That should kill. Even with airborne. I think there's enough life.
I think he kills. There's a pixel.
Oh, James
There's a damn
God
pixel.
Damn.
There's the E-Smash fly mix-up now. No, sir. He went for the gusto, but here we go. Final round, still set point for Al.
Now ill fighting to stay on winner's side, but like you said, sidestep right, hop kick the entire set so far.
There was not even a whip that time. He's like, I'm just going to do it. And a huge lead for Al, trying to close out. Moyle still has he can make this up.
Chainsaw low, that time another clean right step. Lowe's being able to beat out the armor here. My turn on Al. He closes it out with the mid. Al moving on winner's side. So you know what that means.
Oh my goodness. Al and Nobi, the Japanese showdown gonna happen here later. But Al over Moyle. Moyle not out of it just yet. Gonna have to face off against Dojin.
Oh, that's gonna be a good set too.
Yeah. That's wild. And man, Al played great there. You know, a lot of good sidesteps in general. You know, the call out of the hop kick after down back four I really liked. He's like, I don't even have time for a sidestep here. I'm just going for it. I know he's gonna hit another button. Good call on Al.
And he knew coming into this too. That's something that you have to leverage against Victor, right? There's a few other characters where it's like compact sidestep into launch. You really have to be watching out for that. That's a common solve for a lot of their pressure. And Al took complete advantage of that. Like you said, sometimes not even on a whip, right? No. Really just about just leveraging, yo, I know you have trouble covering the space, especially on that right side like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna take full advantage. You better not be pressing the button. Because I play at least. I'm matching hop kick. Let's be real.
That chip damage there was crazy to close out game number one. These Heat-Smash call-outs, you know, he got hit by the first one. Moyle's like, all right, I'm not falling for that again. And, you know, props hit for that. But look at, I didn't notice the pop-off there. I edited around from Al there. He was feeling good.
And that's also really important, too. Al, I get just like personally, anecdotally, I feel like that's an issue with him sometimes, is being able to stay in the fight, especially in longer events and longer tournaments, staying confident in himself when things don't go his way, right? So it's really important for him, I think, early on, getting these wins and building that confidence to go into later stages of the event.
That was a sick pop-up, man. It feels good to see Al winning out here. But here we go. That was just our first two matches of the day. It looks like Al is staying up there, which means, well, no, he's getting up out of his chair. Which means we're probably going to go back to the lower side now, right? Which means we'll probably get Dojin up against Moyo. You see it down here. That will be an elimination match. So someone's entire run is coming to an end already.
It's an all-Asia affair here in Group A, man. You got Nobi and Al from Japan in the qualifying match seat, but Dojin versus Mao Il. Now I have to wonder, Mao Il, is he still going to lock in on Victor? Or never mind, we'll get to that later. Anyway,
mix-ups on mix-ups.
JP versus JP. Okay, so Rip, what's cool about this?
Yes.
These two were teammates last year at Gamers 8, right? Okay, so there's some games, tag team games, where you get to arcade, you want to play arcade mode. You pick two characters, you get to the very end, you beat the final boss, but then there's a final boss.
Okay.
Your teammate.
The guy
that got you to the end. There's a couple games that are like that. I love seeing this play out like this in real life. If we can't have another team competition, which brought an entirely different and really hype dynamic, I think, to the Tekken competitive circuit like that, if you can't have that, this is the next best thing.
I mean, this is almost a continuation of it in a sense, right?
We
just got to the final.
We got to the end. We got to the end. Now we got to throw down. It's between me and you.
In Saudi. Now, bitter rivals.
U-Track now comes with Writing Assistant, a JetBrains AI-powered writing aid. Writing
Qualification match.
Now these two have traded blows so far. I think several times so far in the dojo events that have been going on in Japan. And it felt like towards the beginning of the year, it was a little bit more Al favored. But I mean, these guys have been playing each other for 10 plus years.
Oh yeah,
multiple iterations of the game at this point.
Yeah, I know Al looks like a baby to you guys who are new watching this right here. This man's been around competing for like 14 years plus. Same with Nobi.
That's a man. That's
a grown ass man right there.
Well, that's an interesting dynamic too, Rip.
Yeah.
Because it's like Al in Japan was, he was one of the original kind of players who saw the success of like the Street Fighter 4 generation into becoming professionals, and he also aspired to that, right?
Right.
And now his dream, he's living that reality.
That's so sick.
And he's going up against another guy who kind of pioneered that for Tekken. His teammate, a guy that has been a running mate for him for a while. Nope. And it's cool kind of too how they've matured through the game, right? They're entering different phases of their lives in different respects. Of course. But one thing stays the same, your Tekken.
And man, their Tekken is phenomenal. And Nobi here, this guy Nobi, I think I met him back, 2008 or 9 or something, and it was Steve in Dragunov, but it's always the Dragunov as his main. So to see that character come back to the forefront in Tekken 8 now and seeing him rise, getting first place finishes again, it's been so cool because at the beginning of Tekken 7, he did the same thing too. And Al on the other side, he doesn't have the Miguel anymore, but the Elise is still powerful. And then he brought out the Victor because his Kunmitsu was so good at the end of Tekken 7. They had similar kind of weapons. And now look at this. He's going to switch, it looks like, away from the Elise, which we just saw in the last set, and bring out that Victor here against Nobi.
We saw this a lot in the dojos earlier on in Tekken 8's release cycle when we saw the competitive events happening. And Al, like I said, they've been kind of trading blows with each other, but early on it felt more Al favored.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. This is the important one. First to 2 to see who makes it on in the group stage and move on to the top 16.
And one way that this could come into play too, Al has to be very familiar with this close, compact drag gameplay and pressure style that Nobi is going to bring to the table.
Look at this, 5 seconds, man. And there's the step. This time to the left, finds the down forward too. Also in the LCQ, Al had a crazy set against JDCR's Dragunov, where he was very, very good defensively against Dragunov. So let's see what happens here.
Character matchup, why it's not an unfamiliarity issue. It's too familiar.
Yeah, no, just sidestep block there for the Rage Art. Al giving him a little nod, saying, okay, I recognize I had to go for it though. Counter it, down 4 to start.
Thinking about it too, they play each other a lot. That might be an early like Yomi kind of thing, right? He expects Nobi to press in pressure situation like that, trying to get one over on him, and him letting him know, yo, I'm on layer 2 right now.
Exactly, I'm ready to go. And no throw break that time from Nobi.
Back 4-2, you see Al counter hit fishing with that 1+2 as well.
He's trying to find him. Nobi's gonna put. Look at the timing on that down forward too.
Ball uppercut, and the other thing is the range too.
Exactly.
If he's used to navigating that close range pressure that Nobi's gonna bring to the table, can he navigate that well enough to get himself some space to where he can kind of put some stop signs out there as Victor, control that far range, that range 2, that range 3, then get in on offense on his terms, running Perfumer, running sword stance pressure.
Exactly. Wow, and that was a bait. That one backdash down forward 2. That was sick.
Back at the wall, spring kick.
Oh,
I'm quick reading on the attempt.
Oh, and he didn't duck the high there either. Couple of small mistakes here from Al.
But clean, compact left steps. He's getting the whiffs. He's just not pulling the trigger. It's hard. It's hard.
It is very hard, but right now, just a pixel and goes in with the down one. That's something we saw a lot of in the LCQ as well, that down one. Unlow parryable. You have to block it. It's a very good long range. Low! Ducks the high on the back 4-3 into the full launcher here.
Stepping low. EMP. Activated the wall. Now where you going, Al?
Oh boy, mix-up time.
In heat.
Oh my gosh, the lows are coming out.
The sword stance mix. This is what he was betting on. This is what he wanted. Into the low heat smash to close it out. Al up 1 game on Nobi.
With the perfect no less. That's exactly what Al wanted. And I love the pressure there. Once he was in heat, he let Nobi get up off the ground, then put him to the heat smash block state, or block guessing him, I should say, and closes out. That's a solid first game for Al there.
The wake-up timing reads were on point for Al, too.
Yeah.
He knew the spring kick was coming. He didn't get the punishment on it, but that had to have been like, okay, I know what time he's on.
Exactly.
I know what time he's on, and you saw it play out at the end, too. Like you said, waited for the rollout, immediately had the heat smash on cue, and it's a low heat smash, complements his offense very well, which is very threatening mid.
This is wild.
Cheat, cheat, cheat.
I'm looking at just no. I'm like, man, I like both these guys. I don't want to see either of these guys lose, but somebody's got to go down, man. ESports World Cup.
It's the nature of the game, nature of competition, man. Sometimes, but those are the best kind of sets, man. To be honest with you, when you watch a set,
wow, dude, starting the round up 4-4, goes past him, while standing launch on the other side.
That was wild. The reach on that, oh my god.
Yeah, right. Both sides of it.
Stands for Nobi again, going to the core here. The counter hit down 2's adding up
all day. And he's in heat first. The Rage Art call out, though. Smart choice here from Al.
I love how even when it didn't work earlier in that first game,
right?
Al is very insistent on, like, he knows how Nobi works, and he's just like, no.
Exactly.
No.
You have to stop. And I feel like it's not even just Nobi. It's like all these Dragunov players, they want to keep their pressure going, right?
They're disgusting, man. They only want one thing.
Pressure. Pressure. Oh, no. Small mistake. That Nobi has a chance. He's got a tiny pixel now.
Stop signs. See Al putting out the 1+2, the back ones, these kind of options just to be able to kind of stop that advance that Nobi wants to do with drag.
Man, I like that little nod he gave. It was just round 1. He's like, okay, I'm still on track. Things are still going my way.
I told you, it's the confidence in that first set from that win against Mao. That's big for Al in these kinds of competitions. Beautiful step on the running 2 that time from Nobi.
Good down jab interruption. Look at that lateral movement from Al here, man. He's so on point of that. I think he's better at sidestepping than anyone I've seen so far in the last 2 weeks. Which isn't saying much, but there's been a lot of tournaments, you know?
Sidestep. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Al on set point right now to 2-0 Nobi as well. CD1 though. Get back up on the wall though.
Man, this character just effortlessly just farts out damage like that. And what did Al tell you this entire set? If I have heat on deck, if I have rage on deck, you better learn to stop your pressure.
Yeah,
I'm not going to just let you bully me like that.
And look, it's not enough life to come back, but he got some life recovered from it. Now the heat activation, he can chip himself out, just go straight for the down back 4. It's a counter launcher. He's got heat deck.
Yeah, he's still going to heat after this too.
He might be dead. No, not with that wall space, but he is dead regardless. Ow! 2-0 over Nobi.
Big cut mid at the wall, and look at the sigh of relief. That says everything to me. Right, after that first set and you saw his facial expression, mid-game pop-offs and stuff like that, I told you coming into this, confidence and building confidence was going to be key for him. Him getting the dub over Nobi like that 2-0 is a big deal for him. I guarantee you, he was looking at this group like, man, the JP players, because they all play each other so much, just like the Korean players, the Pakistani players.
Sure.
You don't want to go up against those guys in stage like that, right?
Man, but that was wild. Ow, 2-0 over Nobi, not the result I expected. And, you know, beautiful defense against the character Dragunov. I feel like there may not be any other player as prepared for Dragunov than Owl right now.
And I think you credit this guy for getting into that point,
without
right?
a doubt.
Yeah.
It's because of Nobi,
And the other thing is, like you said, a lot of active, Victor players, I feel like I don't really end up complimenting their side movement that much, but
exactly.
Al had his sidestep the entire time was on point. And the thing is, too, Nobi was showing good answers to common Victor pressure, right?
Right.
You saw him with the Abare crouch jabs a few times just to try to offset, be able to try to stop any advance like that, reset, be able to try to take it back. But Al had the answer to that answer right after every time.
Yeah, I think you got to remember, too, like, Al is like an Elisa player, right? So he's known for trying to sidestep because that character has such a good sidestep, but he's somehow brought that over to Victor. Like, look, this character can do it, too. So Al moving on to the top 16.
I am here with Al as he decimates the entire group. 2-0 over Moil and now 2-0 over Nobi, his senpai. I'm going to be switching in and out of English and Japanese just so he can understand and give us his awesome answers. 勝っておめでとうございます。落ち着きましたか？
いや本当にありがとうございます。今なんか全然実感ないんだけど、いやよかった。応援してくれてるファンのみんなや本当サポートしていただいてるチームバレルの皆様、そして僕の家族本当にありがとうございます。
So he's really obviously elated with the win. He hasn't really quite digested it yet, but you know, Nobi is one of his senpais, people he looks up to, he trains with daily, and so getting the W over him is an absolute amazing feat for him. And he just wants to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the people that have supported him along his journey to victory here. Ao is advancing through the group.
Well, there you have it. Ow, out of the group stage. Very well played, Tim, today. You know, beat up everyone he came up against him. protection. He's just got protection.
Bro, you got get the gorilla grip on him? Like, what do you do with that thing?
It's how Jack players play, you know?
So speaking of which, I wonder, so far, Mao, he has to have it in the back of his mind, right? I have Jack as an option. And if anyone's going to pull him out in this tournament, it's got to be him, I think.
Yes. I don't know that there's any other player that will bring out Jack in the tournament. So he obviously has to be thinking about how that Victor game he just played went. You know, he knows what Doge can bring to the table. Most likely that Shaheen's returning here. I feel like that has been his mainish kind of character.
And even in defeat, it still looks good.
It looked great. And honestly, if he goes back and watches that match with Nobi, it's a final round situation every time, right? So it could have gone either way.
You know, that's like a common issue that comes up with some players who play a lot of different characters at, especially competitive.
You know, life is...
Man, him being able to qualify the...
Again, a Victor mirror match? No way. Dojin switching it up. All right. The Homelander, you got to go with the Jack.
And it looks like your wish is granted, perhaps.
Oh, boy. But look at Dojin.
Oh.
Perhaps? Nah. Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. He hovered Lydia for a second. I was like, is he gonna? But no. He's actually gonna go with Leo. So Leo versus Jack 8 here. Elimination match. ESports World Cup. Dojin versus Moyel.
And Leo, a character with, I mean, despite not a lot of conversation about her, very strong merits in this game. Going up against the machine here. How is the mid-range going to play out? That's the big question. Mao on Jack, he has a lot of weapons to be able to contest that mid-range. But of course, Dojin on Leo, he has a lot of advancing mids like that can make that range difficult to kind of play around for Jack.
Yeah, finds that while standing 4 for the heat engager here. Straight for the sweep.
Yeah, while standing 4 so cheap with the follow-up. Goes to the heat like this. Gamma How mid from Mao, but this big clunky robot looking like a trash can at the wall right now. Stomp him.
Nice timing there with the sprint kick, and now Moyel's got the wall pressure. Goes straight for the heat dash. Got him. That's round 1 for Moyel.
That back 1+2 punch. That, oh my God, the range, the speed, the fact that it's a heat engager like that, you can force your heat dash, mix up the closeout rounds. It's so comfortable. Even though it's unsafe, it's when you have tools like that to be able to guarantee yourself a little mix-up at the end of the match like that. Great tool. A big uppercut from Dojin here, able to get Mao down to 40% just like that. Full crouch mix-up from Mao.
Both players have that heat still available. That was a nice power crush a second ago from Moyel, though.
Yeah, and with slight health advantage, a little bit of great health, but that's that problem range. See Mao leveraging a lot of 2 jabs, a lot of 4-2. Ouch. And that mid-range is trying to use them a lot preemptively, but oh, nice particle barrier. Hits, but Dojin able to guard in time.
Yeah, good pressure
Lay
right
on
now
him.
from Moyel. And Dojin with his rage mode, trying to find his way back in, but hold this heat smash. Moyel 2 rounds up. And Dojin, you know, he started off pretty well with the Leo, but things are falling apart real quick here. Moyel looks really comfortable on Jack, while it feels like Dojin's struggling a bit.
Yeah, Dojin hasn't established control of mid-range yet. That's in when you give Jack just free reign to just be able to do whatever, 2-2-1, the back 1+2s like that, and not, you know, getting punishes and stuff like that. That's what can cause you trouble against Jack, especially once he gets heat. Yeah, 4-4-1 Gamma How, no punish.
Stepped it? Yeah, he did, but he wasn't ready for the full punish on it. Good down jab, and all right, Dojin on the board here. And man, he seems to be fighting from behind always. We saw him bring it back against Nobi. Let's see if he can do the same here against Moyel. Good block.
Down 4-4. Mao trying to mix up his mid-range options. You see him going to a lot more normals in the toolkit right now.
Oh, got him ducking. Oh my gosh, was that an Oki setup? Maybe a back roll catch?
That was sick.
Activate. Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah, it's just difficult for Dojin to establish any kind of like serious momentum.
Yeah, it definitely was.
You have to make the Jack players scared to use some of, especially like those slower mid-range buttons, you know?
And you can tell Dojin, he's hesitating a bit too, right? Because he's just been out of range of these attacks. That heat burst cancel at the end there, he wasn't sure if it was going to be a heat burst or a heat burst cancel. And by the time he recognized it, he was late on the punish. So I feel like that's part of the issue that comes when you swap between characters too. You're like what is my choice in this range, if he cancels it or not? Like those kind of decisions you have to make in the heat of the moment are very difficult to do.
He had some good uppercut placement, to be fair. There were a couple rounds where he got some pretty key uppercuts that led him to not only a big combo, but maybe some wall pressure after.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Mao felt way too comfortable just throwing out 2s, 4 2s, 2 1s, back 1 plus 2s. He was doing down 4. He was using actually quite a bit of the move list.
Yeah, he was very comfortable with the Jack, right? And Dojin kind of let him have that with the lack of pressure that he was placing on Jack, right?
But the thing is, if you're Leo, you have tools to contest that mid-range fight.
Of course.
I mean, these kinds of characters that are able to use advancing mids like that to quickly close the gap between like range 3 to range 1.
Yeah.
Those characters give Jack a lot of trouble, actually.
I agree.
Characters like Reyna.
Are you seeing this character? I mean, that's the question mark right now is Dojin is facing elimination. He's got one character he can choose for the next game. Does he go back to Leo here? I don't feel like the Leo was the pick, not from the way it looked that game.
God bless his, God bless this man. I do not know what he's thinking. Anytime he's at a character's like screen, you gotta just like let him go with it.
He's going for one of the top characters in the game right now. It's gonna be Fang Wei for Dojin here against Moyle's Jack. Fang Wei. All right, betting your esports World Cup life on this character. Not a bad choice.
And I'm trying to think the logic here is maybe does he want to utilize a little bit of back tempo to be able to try to create some whip opportunities in mid-range?
That would be a great option. Fang, back tempo, very good at creating whip opportunities. Also, at the mid-range, he's got forward 4-2 pressure if he wants. That was a nice sidestep left for jabs. Good 10-frame punish from Fang as well. And obviously the poke game from Fang is really good. And he can stay up close and fight for you. And he's got the back one get-offy tool. So he's got a lot of options, this character.
Right now, getting cut up at the legs. About even on health here. Raw heat activation. No touch on it. Crouch jab from Mao, keeping it defiant.
Oh no, super late in the 4-3 as well.
Great step on the 4-2 attempt.
Back one, get off me.
Just like you said.
Yeah, still has heat, and now you got a free heat dash shoulder for a mix. He went for the heat smash, actually, and Moyle's back in the round now. Doesn't matter. While standing 4, out of the face down, get up into down for the closeout. Dojin, round 1 with Fang.
This time, this counter on the wake-up attack as well. Went kind of all in with that full crouch low. Here we go, tackle for the plus range.
God, look at the life. What happened? What happened?
That's what Jack can do, though, very quickly, It feels like you just eat a couple pokes, but actually this character can hurt you.
Wow, and Fang is running 3. Full crouch lows now, coming out of Dojin. No gray life. Still has heat available. Might as well activate at this point, no?
Lows!
Bro.
The lows, they kept Dojin in the game, but then the full crouch makes it to close it out for Mao.
I feel like he chipped him down like 70% of his life bar so quickly. I was like, didn't just do the heat activation, do the shoulder, get the wall pressure and go, but no heat activation that round from Dojin.
And the low block punishment been solid for Mao as well.
Wow, he tried to catch him coming in, but there's another crouch grab. Oh, they're swinging right now, and another one. And again, that's the same setup. It is a back roll catch. Side roll back from Moyle on set point.
And Mao is using that lunging kick step in the transition in the gamma how so effectively to set.
It's a high, you got to make a big call out against it, right? And players are scared to duck, especially in the situation. It's an elimination point for Dojin right now.
Full parry at the wall.
Oh my gosh, this is looking rough for Dojin.
Dump truck, full crouch mix, and again, heat dash mix, trying to lay on him again. Mao, that's the second time he's trying to do that.
It's basically a perfect right now. Dojin's got to make the biggest comeback. He's got heat, he's got rage, he's got all the resources, but can he find some way in? The Pixel finishes the string to do it. Moyle eliminates Dojin from the ESports World Cup. Oof. And it's with the Jack.
Yeah. Tough set for Dojin, of course, but Mao, impressive performance there. Being able to, again, have presence of mind. He sits down against Dojin. I don't know what character this guy's going to play, but either way, I know who I play and I know what my solution is. I'm going to rely on the Jack and just run raw space control, full crouch mix-ups, and just, if he wants to pick a character that actually has the ability to out-pressure me in mid-range, I'm going to make him work for it because I'm going to put the whole minefield out there. 2s, 4-2s, 2-1s. And Dojin just didn't do a good job of forcing him off of that, even when he had opportunities with Fang.
Yeah, we saw 3 characters out of Dojin in his 2 sets today, right? And I feel like it's so hard in a first-2 situation, especially in Tekken 8. If you're hesitating at all, to adjust with multiple characters like that. So you see there, Dojin handing his key to Moyle, but there was the E-smash he found. Game 1 is off to a great start for Moyle, and 3 rounds to 1, closed it out. And it didn't really look like he was in trouble at any point there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I dislike the character picks either. I mean, I think Leo can she's a character that can run him. Fang obviously as well. You know, this character's buff. Yeah, but it's just just didn't do enough to, I think, scare Mal-Il or make him hesitate enough to be able to try to like scare him off of trying to aggressively control that range 1, range 2. Yeah. And even when he got steps, he did get some opportunities with some good steps.
And he's some jabs off the side, so nothing more than that, right? So not enough damage when he did get those moments. But Moyle will be staying in. Here will be our second qualifying match. It's going to be Nobi versus Moyle. Japan versus Korea, classics. And I love too, you know, that last matchup that he didn't know what character Dojo was going to bring, but he went with the Jack. He's like, you know what? Jack is my character now. Like, because he obviously had run the Victor against Al, and that didn't work out. And so now I'm curious if Jack is what he feels like is the character to use for him in this tournament.
And to be fair, you know, between me and you,
yeah,
Jack, I mean, the thing is, like, you're not going to surprise any of the players up here with, like, unfamiliarity.
Right.
Especially if it's a legacy character from countries that are well established. But to be fair, in Tekken 8, I feel like in Japan, aside from Haru and Luigi, a few other characters who are pretty active in dojos, I don't think he's a terribly popular character in terms of Tekken 8 competitive.
I think in Tekken 8 in general, he's not a terribly popular character. So he is, obviously, you're not going to surprise players, but the character is fairly different. You know, he's got the Gamma House dance now, which has a lot of new options that he didn't have in the past.
And a built-in RPS.
Right.
Obviously.
And the thing about it is that players, they studied that the first month of the game when people were still using Jack, but the last few months you've seen less and less. You kind of lose that because you haven't built that muscle memory yet. So let's see what happens here. I want to see the Jack, honestly, because I feel like against Dragunov that sounds like suicide. It's like, you really want to press that against Dragunov of all characters?
But
I don't know.
Put yourself in Mal-Il's shoes right now. Just watch Al beat Nobi with 2-0 with Victor.
Yeah.
Play Vic, like, there's no way you're going to pick Jack against him, right?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Nah, he's picking.
Because on the other side, you think, but Nobi plays against Al's Victor. He knows everything about Victor.
True. I don't know. I would have more faith in the Victor than the Jack.
I have no idea. I think the fact that he didn't pick Victor against Dojin at all, you know, immediately went to the Jack.
Loss of confidence, you think?
I think it's a little bit of lost confidence and more, you know, just more belief in his Jack right now. And that's why, like, when I've been watching Moyle in general, I was never really certain what character he's going with, because at first, when the game launched, it looked like he was committed to the Victor. But then when the Jack kept on making its appearance, I was like, wait a second, maybe he's not fully committed here. And that's what it seemed like to me. It seems like he believes more in the Jack now than he does his Victor. Let's see what he decides to go with, though.
Oh, maybe.
He's hovering. He's thinking. He's hovering a lot of things right now. Oh, back to Victor. Who knows, man?
I get the feeling he doesn't know yet. I mean, oh man, when you're playing for qualification like this and you're going up against a competitor like Nobi, who, you know, although he just lost, it's still, Nobi is all, you know, like, you look at each group, right? It's really easy to look at each group and pick like 1 or 2 players in each that is X factor.
Yeah.
And I think Nobi is that of this group.
Without
depending on what kind of week it is, right? But like you said, he locked in with the Jack. Here we go with the big machine going up against Nobi's drag.
Oh my goodness. Korea versus Japan, Jack versus Dragunov.
Round 1.
Shades of early Tekken 7 here.
So Mal-Il has to be confident in how he tries to protect that mid-range and stave off Nobi's pressure. He's got to be using every tool in the book. 4 2s have to be on point. 2 1s have to be on point. 1-1 punish damage has to be on point as well.
Everything is looking like it's on point. Punish that. Huge lead. And basically a perfect right here for Moyle for round number 1.
Gotta love it. And again, that heat dash mix up at the end, just to be able to keep the pressure at the wall like that. Don't give Nobi the option of turning this into a 2-player game.
And you can see Nobi slows things down big time already. Find that QCF forward to the full crouch low. Doesn't go for the heat dash on the 1-2-1. Keeps the heat. I like that. Smash pad. Now the wall pressure. Oh boy, yeah, that was a weird situation. He got his back with it and the wall break backwards.
There's your tornado at the span.
What in the world is this combo?
What a combo sequence.
He could have had one more hit there. That would have been so KYSG, but let's go. Oh, he's done.
Heat dash mix up off of, again, the Gamma House setup there. And then just goes into the lay on him and drill, baby, drill.
That was wild and immediate heat engagement to start off round 3.
See that round start back 1+2, that's the button I was talking about earlier. It's so, bro, when you have buttons that hit from so far, that range, out the range like 3 or something like that, and they're quick too. His is fast and has that range.
This is beat down right now. Nobi, Rage and Heat. Moyle looking to get 3-0 for game number 1.
Momentum
The
right
sidewalk.
now. Good sidewalk with punish with the back 4-3. Nobi, this is your chance to bring things back here.
Oh, it's out of range. That's the nerf, and look at that. Moyle makes him pay. 3 rounds straight for game number 1. Oh boy, that was not what I expected to see. I mean, I thought picking Jack, you're gonna get so oppressed by Dragunov, you're gonna have to use more forward 2 to keep him off you, etc. We saw none of that.
There were a couple situations there that created hard 180-degree swings.
Yeah.
Nobi had wall control at one point. Mario spins around, tech rolls out,
Got
and
his
then
back,
all of a sudden,
full
now I got your
combo.
back, yes, and then Fat Boy combo after that, and again, the low key, really. You know, we talk about drag and like the pressure and how momentum heavy his offense can be. I feel like to a degree, in a weird kind of way, Jack is kind of like that too, especially with how Gamma How, if you're able to keep them spaced out like that, from constantly harassing them, stop signs on all their pressure like that, and then once it gets to the point where they're starting to do an unsafe stuff, they're walking into your Gamma How pressure and you're just playing pick a button, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's really easy to get trapped in that, especially once you get locked in this health battle. When you have the health lead as Jack like that, you know that they have to advance, you're licking your chops, you're like, yeah, please come through.
Nice. Heat first activation here from Moyle. Nobi fighting off the back foot again. This is wild. They're looking ready for the low parry. Combo extend. That's almost the round, and he gets it. Man, he interrupted the heat smash attempt by Nobi. Moyle 4 rounds straight right now.
Back 1+. What a satisfying button to hit.
Back 4-2, ready to duck the high, finds the counter to run into the blue spark version even.
Yeah, it looked like it interrupted an uppercut there.
Oh my goodness, this is wild.
1-1 Gamma How mid string. Oh, grab to beat the armor here. This is big. Nobi gonna have wall balcony pressure here. Wow.
Wow. Get back on this wall, and finally Nobi on the board at the round of his own.
Big round. That's something to build on if you're Nobi.
Oh, without that there. Yeah, slowing it down big time.
Now he's getting a little bit loose here. You see?
He's got to. He's got to keep that pressure running right now. Because Nobi is definitely slowing it down.
He's throwing everything at him, and he senses the hesitation on Nobi's side too. That's why you see him opening up the move list the way he is. Guard break, the new classic.
Yep, but now the pixel for Nobi. And he's hesitating, and Moyle on set point to eliminate Nobi. Get him out of the air.
Now the down back ones from Maui starting to add a particle barrier. It's good.
Get off.
Engage.
Oh boy, big trouble now. Nobi gonna heat activate, beats it down 4-2 with it. Guard break again, and he didn't spend the heat smash this time.
Punish.
Bro, is he gonna guard break again?
Mid.
Oh, Nobi's in trouble, and the back two will do it. Moyle eliminating Nobi. Moyle qualifying for the top 16.
And look at him put, like, that fist bump said it all. You saw the expression that he had when we were in character select screen. He was locked in. You know, with that wall focus, he knew what he was playing for in that second game, and he did exactly what you have to do. Do not let Nobi play. Do not let him get that pressure started. And he did such a good job of just creating the minefield in mid-range. Nobi, if you're going to get pressure on me, you're going to have to go through everything I got. He started digging really deep into the move list, and man, you could tell that dude is feeling some kind of way right now.
Oh, without a doubt, man.
What I really liked too, Rip, was the way Mao-Il developed and emphasized the Gamma How pressure. The threat of the mid to guard crush, especially when he was in heat.
Yes.
But then towards the end, you saw him just going for the drill, the mid drill the entire time, and Nobi ate all of them, it felt like.
He had to, right? Because it was already established. He couldn't just stand there and block that guard-breaking high. And another key collected for Moyle now, taking the hearts of all these players he's eliminating out of the tournament. Oof.
Dude, I don't know how you play like high stakes this game. This is like looking at all the players that qualified, they look like they've seen some stuff, man.
Yeah, like Moyle won that. He looked like he was about to cry, you know?
There you go, that first game
that
ender.
was brutal.
That was sick.
That was sick.
Just out of range with the hatchet.
That was the nerf on it too, right? They cut down the range on it. They left the starter speed the same.
And if you're jacking, you see a big whip like that and you're crouching, you're smiling. You're like, oh man, while standing one, I'm gonna lift you for that. Back two, and then once it's that situation, when you're at the wall, you're in my range, bro, you know everybody in the world knows what's coming after that. Down back one.
Exactly.
Chip
man. Oh man, Nobi obviously clearly upset, but Moyle moving on to the top 16. Unbelievable play from both of them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people going into this group, we were looking at Nobi and saying like,
There we go. We are set on stage. What a huge game here. Yo, absolutely smashing here. Before we talk about this latest game that you won, I wanted to ask, you had a close comeback into a loss versus Ao. What happened there that you couldn't close out that game?
그러니까 아우랑 시합할 때 거의 졌는데 이기려고 그러다가 갑자기 또 졌으니까 그 무엇이 때문인가?
확실히 첫 경기였기 때문에 모든 선수들이 긴장을 많이 했고 거기에서 제가 조금 부족했기 때문에 아쉽게 졌었습니다.
He says just with the nervousness that he couldn't collect himself in time to be able to get the win.
I mean, you absolutely did collect yourself. You played against Nobi afterwards, and he's definitely someone with a huge amount of experience for you to beat him. What does that mean to you to beat Nobi to move on to the next phase?
그러니까 아직도 떨리는데 노비한테는 이겼으니까 그거는 이제 기분 어땠는가? 이제 다음 챌린지로 갈 때.
다음 날 일단 게임을 할 수 있다는 것 자체가 너무 행복하고 모두가 긴장했을 때 다행히 조금 덜 긴장해서 이길 수 있지 않았나 싶습니다.
He said, "I'm excited to head to the next phase. The nervousness went away when it was time for him to beat Nobu, so now he's ready."
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations again. We're moving on to the next phase, and we'll send it back to our studio. Continue on with our games.
Oh my god, what a group we had there, man. Ao and Moil making it through. Insane stuff. Nobi and Dojin, our first casualties of the Esports World Cup.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but was that a bit of a commentator's curse here? Because they were both far too picked to go through.
Yeah, you made yourself out. What did you say? You said...
I said Dojin.
And you said...
I said Nobi, spec.
So what went wrong, man?
I mean, just looking at Moil, and it's one of those things where even before I was saying that, we was talking just a little bit off stage, I was like, Jack, it doesn't really do good against any one of these characters, but at the same time, you want to feel comfortable. You want to, you know, when you're in the clutch moment, just be able to pull it out without even thinking. And it seems as soon as he switched to the Jack, everything changed.
Yeah, he plays like a more traditional Jack, you know, Tekken 7 style, down back 1, down 4-2. Didn't go into Gamma Hell too much, but then towards the end against Nobi, he started using it a lot more.